Well, hello and welcome to our front yard garden in the South Carolina upstate. This is episode number 36 for the year 2024. And you see a butterfly flying past our mailbox bed there. It is October 10th of 2024, and as you can see, just about as blue as the sky can be. That is a deep blue. It's a beautiful day, no haze. It's headed for about 75 degrees today. Right now it's around noon, and perfect time to take a look at the garden and see what's going on as we get deeper into the fall here. We are going to be heading down into the, I think around the 40 degree mark next week overnight. Not quite freezing, but we definitely see that fall is here. And so at some point these flowers are going to go away, but we're going to try to enjoy them as much as we can in the meantime. So we're going to start off here, as always, in the mailbox bed. We've got clematis. These have been a nice little late season bonus for us. They were done at the end of spring, and we thought we weren't going to see any more of them. And then here we've gotten quite a few more. There are a lot more buds, so until the first frost, we should continue to get a fair number of those. And they've taken the place of morning glories. Interestingly enough, though, as I say that, we have one morning glory here that's out. That's the first one I've seen actually in 2 or 3 weeks, because most of the rest of the morning glory plant is kind of done at this point. But we've got a lot of the purple Giacomini clematis taking its place, and that kind of fades right into our Halloween decorations that are out now. And we got a little moth / butterfly. Sometimes I have a hard time telling the difference between the two. I suppose that's a butterfly. Enjoying the zinnias as they continue to bloom, although, as I had said last week, they're kind of past their prime. The plants themselves look pretty bad, but they're still putting out flowers, primarily pink at this point, with a little bit of orange, a little bit of other colors, but the pink seem to be doing really well as a late season plant. And then, of course, we've got our vinca down here. Vinca overall have not done as well this year as they did last year. It was a hotter summer, and I think that played a role in it. They're still giving us some flowers, but not quite as many as they once did. And over here, we got some more of these pink, almost coral-colored zinnias, and that's about it for that bed. I've had some questions from friends and family elsewhere in the country to see if we were going to be affected by Hurricane Milton, since we're in the south. But that's pretty much a Florida issue right now. They've gotten hit pretty hard, unfortunately, and that hurricane is potentially going to hit the very southern tip of South Carolina around Hilton Head, but I don't think... I mean, certainly it's not going to affect us. We have no rain in the forecast at all. And so up here we have more vinca doing really well. Again, not covered with flowers, but they're doing well. They're all from seed. None of these came from box stores. We've got our little petite knockout rose here, still giving us some nice bright blooms. Nothing to write home about, but still a nice little source of color. And same thing over here in this bed. A few zinnias left, some vinca, even kind of hiding down in there, a few dianthus left over from spring. Still getting the occasional bloom on our climbing rose. Usually just get a couple at a time, but they're always bright, they're always pretty, and we've got another bud next to that, and then another one way up here. So again, until the first frost, we're going to continue to get some color here for a while. Got quite a few black-eyed Susans. They've kind of past their peak, so they're starting to fade out now. We've got maybe another week or two of the yellow from those, and then probably the most pleasant surprise is our dahlias, which have taken almost the entire year to take off. We've had a couple of blooms so far, but nothing like this. These are really nice, colorful blooms with the maroon and the yellow stripes. And then this one down here, sadly, it got knocked down because of the hurricane 2 weeks ago. And hard to see with all the shadows, but this is not really necessarily a dinner plate dahlia. They're a little bit bigger yet, but this is a good 5 inches across. A huge, huge flower, doing very, very well. And sorry for the twisting there, but we're back to normal now. Everything else over on this side is largely finishing up for the year. We have, as I always show off, my little citrus grove over here. We've got some small lemon trees. These bloomed a couple weeks ago. We've got ones that are blooming right now on a different plant. Very, very fragrant, although we don't get any fruit out of them. We've got 4 of these little miniature ones, and then a huge orange tree here that really doesn't do anything except be green, and then our big lemon tree, which does put out the occasional blooms, but not this year. This is about 6 feet tall. This one's about 8 feet tall now. So we'll see what happens. I have to drag those into the garage every time we get a frost in the winter. It's not ideal, but keeps them alive. And we've had them now for about 5 years. So, or no, maybe not that long, but about 4 years. And they're still doing pretty well. The only thing going on over in this bed is our azaleas giving us our fall blooms, about half to 2/3 of what we get in the spring. Very, very pretty. We've got more of that in the backyard. These smaller ones, pretty thorough covering of with blooms, and this particular one is as good as we see in the spring. One little bloom on this one over here, light pink, kind of stands out. For some reason that plant has not put out as much, although I do see a couple of buds elsewhere, so we'll probably get a little bit more color out of that. Along with those, here's a branch left over from the hurricane. We've got these big, I want to say viburnum. A lot of flowers sound the same, like cleomia and clematis and viburnum and whatever. So these will give us some huge white, sort of snowball looking flowers in the springtime, in about, I don't know, what would that be, about 5 months from now. So we're looking forward to that. But everything else up here is pretty well done. The butterfly bush, the knockout roses, they're all pretty well finished up. And we'll finish up today over here. A few of these little rock candy flowers, just about finished. Some more vinca, doing pretty well. Got a little, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not. I can see him down in there. And he ran off. A little lizard. We get a lot of lizards around here. And I'm a big fan of the lizards because they eat spiders. I have no use for spiders, so lizards are always welcome in my yard. Got a couple of big blooms on our climbing pink rose here, doing very well. This has never been an outstanding plant, but when it does bloom, it gives us some beautiful flowers. Got a nice dahlia here. Not quite as big, actually a couple of them. Not quite as big as that one we saw along the walk, but it's still very pretty. Nice color. And still some zinnias and a few phlox still blooming. They've been blooming kind of under the radar all summer. They've never really stood out that much because they're in every bed where we have them, they're kind of surrounded by other things that are bigger, so it doesn't help their cause, but they are very pretty when you stop and take a look at them. Had some beautiful bright red zinnias here, some bright orange and yellow, pink, lots of color. So even though the zinnias are past their prime, they're still giving us some fantastic color. Same thing with these knockout roses. We have the 3 big ones here, pink, red, and coral. Not blooming like it was springtime, but they are giving us some beautiful flowers here. And that's a nice thing about knockouts. They just keep putting out flowers the entire growing season.